And hello to all my Cancer friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for April 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a Celtic cross spread. It is a large spread. It's really good for general readings because it looks a little bit in the past, a little bit in the future, but it mostly focuses on what's going on right now, this window that we call April. It's also a very environmental spread. They devote a card to the environment, which is the area around you, so that's very interesting as well. We're going to conclude your reading. They asked that I conclude with a very fascinating spread. It's called a yes or no. It has a simple title, but it's very profound because what you need to do right now is you need to start thinking about a question that you'd like to ask that is a yes or no. And the way that this is going to work is that by the end of the reading, when we do that yes or no, the Spirit is going to find a way to contextually answer your question. And they're able to do that because of quantum and the fact that time is an illusion and it's not real. So very interesting things, but you have to start thinking about that now. Even though I'm recording this before, quantum allows that all to occur. So check that out at the end. It's going to be very interesting stuff altogether. The cards are already shuffled, Cancer. I do that to save time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great April. And we are on. What I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. Basically, we cut the decks into 3 different pieces and put it back together in a separate order. It satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot and is the same procedure for personal private readings. And then the cards are ready to go. So here we go with the Celtic Cross for Cancer. Celtic Cross does get a little high, so I will move the camera so you can see everything. On the wide angle view of my phone, it doesn't really capture the tops. So here we go. This is you and all that you are. This is what crosses you. This is what's behind you, the recent past. This is what's in front of you, the near future. This is what's above you, something you're aware of. This is what's below you, something that you're not. So this is your main cross. Then we run up the sides with 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to fold in just so you can see. Check my distribution. The blockages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough to matter. Double check that. It is good. Okay. I do need a couple angel cards. So the only thing I really tack on to Celtic Cross are these. One at the beginning. One over here. Actually, there's quite a lot of major arcana cards in this spread. I didn't notice that right away, but I do now. Okay, so we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay, so now it's a matter of getting it all in view for you. You can see the main cross here. Here's the bottom of the cross. There we go. Here's the present position, what crosses you, Oracle Angel card. The past position, the future position, also Oracle Angel card. And then at the top here, this is the top of your cross with these guys. And then running up the sides, we have 7, 8, 9, and I bent in 10 just for the camera. So that's the final outcome. That's where your month ends. Let's get to work. Let's do it. Did it go off? Okay. All right, Cancer, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's start at the beginning. A lot of my Cancers really have a decision that needs to be made. Really, you're kind of at a fork in the road of some form, or at least in a circumstance that a decision has you got to pull the trigger on something here. A decision's got to get made, and this is usually, they're letting me know that for most Cancers that this is business related. Not only is it business related, but it's new business related, and it's something coming up in your work corner. And even if you're retired, you have a work corner. Your work corner is large. It's a work, business, enterprise area of study. If you're learning anything new, that also comes up in the work corner. Collegiate courses, or if you're studying taking any kind of classes to learn anything new, all that kind of stuff. But simple terms, this is new business, new work. It's coming in blocks, so it's letting you know that it's not here yet, or there's something that's probably has to do with that decision process, really. They really need you to decide what this is. And I have mending, so for I have 2 like little girls like kind of sewing something together here. It looks like a little just a little decorative thing here, but I'm going to key on the word mending, and also if sewing means something to you there, of course that would be something to do with that. But mending as a whole is repairing and getting back to something. perhaps getting back to something kind of like rehab vibes, except they're not talking about an injury. They're talking about getting back to what it is that you like, what it is that you enjoy, what you're passionate about, all that kind of stuff. So we're mending there in that decision-making process. They want you to consider all these things as you make this decision. And also don't delay. This is something that really needs to happen in April. You really kind of have to decide. It doesn't even mean necessarily that you have to take the action to do it, to follow through with something, but you at least have to decide up here. That's really where they start. As we move, let's do the past position. The recent past, you've kind of gone through some things. Spirit presents us as little things. What you're dealing with, at least from the recent past couple months, moving up through now. So these little hang-ups aren't really a big deal. They want you to get to this point here, which is my future position card. I'm going to kind of jump right ahead to it. And this is the brand new journey represented by the Fool. It does not mean that you are a fool. It means new journey, exciting new times, but also time to be a little cautionary because the Fool is walking along the edge of a cliff. So it's very beautiful. There's a lot of exciting stuff around, but you don't want to miss your foot. You don't want to misstep and, go down the cliff, right? So it's kind of a note to be cautionary as you partake in this new journey. So they want you to get over whatever it is in the past. I think a lot of you already have, to be honest with you. And now you're moving into this new journey phase. Now, when this new journey phase hits, I'm not sure because we start blocked. So they're letting me know that this hasn't happened yet because of whatever hang up you have or decisions you have to make. But this is going to break at some point. Maybe it's May, maybe it's June. I'm not exactly sure, but they want you to start kind of working on this kind of stuff, whatever this is for you in the context. Of course, this is a general reading. Not all cancers are the same, so finding the context of what they're trying to tell you here is very important. And if private, personal messages are more your thing, I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com. The other thing they show about this future position for you guys is the tribe. So building something with people who share your passion here, share your interest. Your people is probably the best view for that. So let's just say that I'm starting a spiritual business. I would want to get people around me who have kind of the same belief system and believe, or at least are very good, kind of the environment around to have. Surround yourself with people who are going to help this grow, people who are not going to, nitpick at this or be like, oh, well, I think it's a bad idea or, any kind of negative stuff. You want to surround yourself with people who are going to boost you up. That is why they show your tribe. You may want to also consider that this could be something that you do in some form with a family member or a close friend. All that stuff comes up with the tribe card. As we move into your above position, this is talking about something that you're already aware of, and that is that you're kind of in this moon energy. We're going to talk about the moon cycles next. We're going to kind of transition right into that. But when the moon card comes up, it means something very different than the actual moon cycles do, which I cover every month. The moon energy is very foggy. It's very mysterious. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You're not seeing things clearly. And by me telling you that, you're already aware that you're there. And it's just the example I like to give a lot is it's when you're driving early in the morning or late at night when the fog rolls in. You can only see about 10 feet in front of you before you get to the traffic light or whatever, or the street light. And that's kind of the vibe here. It's like you don't see everything. You don't see exactly how this is going to work out, but you don't have to. You only need to see that 10 feet in front of you, that 15 feet in front of you, and trust the course and keep taking the course and do what you got to do to move forward. The other thing they show there is exchanging gifts. So they're in the above position. I don't really know what else to do with that. They do show kind of exchanging gifts between people or entities. It's a very good thing. You probably already are kind of doing this to a point. Moving things around. It's a card about movement and helping other people out, them helping you out, all that kind of stuff. So that presents itself good. When we get to the bottom position, now we're talking about something you're not aware of, and that is how this is actually like affecting how it may not even be just this only circumstance, but there is something in your month here that is really weighing on you up here. Either stressors or anxiety. This is a sword card. It is my Two of Swords. So it may not even be real. You may just be worried about something in the future or something that's not here yet, waiting for something to occur in the future, all this kind of stuff. Don't let it get you upside down. In this card, they have you upside down about it. Don't let it bother you. Spirit is looking ahead down the chart, looking ahead down your path, and realizing that it's going to work out the same for you either way. So if that's the case, why waste the energy on it today? It's not worth it because in the future, the future's not here yet. So why would you waste energy worrying about something that may not ever occur? or may occur very differently than you expect it to. Expectations. Oh, I did skip the moon cycles. Let's go back to the moon cycle. So we have very exciting things with the moon cycles. In the month of April, we have 2 new moons. We have one on April 1st, one on April 30th. It's very easy to remember, the very first day, very last day of the month. This is the best time to bring anything new into your life. Doesn't matter what it is. You're trying to bring new love, attract new love. You're trying to do something new with work. We talked about that at the very beginning of your spread. That is much better placed early or late in April. Also, anything new with health, anything like new diet, new exercise stuff, even if you're trying to bring in new money, all that stuff, much better placed beginning or end of April. Adversely, we have the full moon energy that comes in on April 16th. I call that the garbage truck of the universe. That's when you want to get something out of your life that doesn't fit anymore, whether it's people, old jobs, old drama for some of you, old stuff if you have to sell stuff or repurpose stuff or donate stuff or even finish up a project. All that kind of stuff is much better placed in the middle of the month. It does not have to be on the 16th. Now, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet to help you guys visualize this. It's a little aid to just kind of give you the better vibe, the better scope of how this works, the ins and outs, the ebbs and flows, because it is much easier to walk downhill than it is to walk uphill, much easier to swim with the current than against it, and that's what the moon cycles provide to you. Now, this moon cycle cheat sheet, you can get it absolutely free. I have it posted on my website, scottsagent.com. It is on my videos page, actually, at the bottom of the videos page, so you can either download it or just go back to the site anytime you need to take a look at it. I plan on leaving it there. So there you go with that. And also, while you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. I have a huge giveaway coming up in May. Everybody signed up for my newsletter is going to get something very, very special. Can't tell you what it is right now, but make sure you're signed up for that. And I only send one email a month for the newsletter. It's very simple, very easy, and free to sign up. Now, you do that at the very bottom of my homepage on the website. When you type in scottsagent.com, that's the page that's going to come up. Just go to the bottom, enter a few little things there, and you are all set to go. So no brainer there. Also the Facebook page. I do Facebook giveaways every month, and lots of fun things going on all the time here. So make sure you follow the stuff, guys. All right, so let's do your running up the sides here with 7, 8, 9, and 10. 7 here is your advice column. That we have an upside down car or transportation, or also the need to focus one thing onto 2 things. There's a lot of definitions there, and in a general reading, this is a tough one to pinpoint. So that's why I'm giving it all to you. That's what I try to do for you guys. So this is very much, let's start with the car thing. If the car is upside down, and that is the advice, they want you to start paying attention to the car. Okay, or whatever you use for transportation, that this is something you got to address. There's something here they don't want you to miss. Even if you take the bus, to and from everywhere you go, maybe it's the bus pass you got to renew before it expires or something like that. That's an example of it. Now, the energetic definition of that card, this is something that is energy is going in one place, and they want you to spread it out a little bit more. So you almost are devoting too much attention or focus onto one thing or one aspect in your life. It may not be about where we started. This could be about anything really in your month that they're talking about. So this is finding the context of where they're talking about this for you. But they almost want you to not put your eggs all in one basket here. They want you to spread it out a little bit and diversify. They do show that it's time to go. So there is some an aspect of moving on from something here. I'm not exactly sure where that ties in, but for the cancers of you that know what I'm talking about, that is part of the advice, that it is time to go. So something needs to be left behind. As we continue to move up, we move into external influence. This presents itself as good karma. It's your karma. This is your environment that you built. So you're getting what you sow back from your environment. The people that you have chosen to keep around. That's what you're getting back. Also, the home environment can come up here. They didn't come out and say that, but this is what you've built for yourself. So this is what you're dealing with. The environment can also be legal. It is the Justice card, so this can be like a legal type of environment. Maybe some of you have some legal things going on in the month of April, but for the most part, I think that we're on the karmic definition there for most of my audience. They do show higher power, so there's a lot of spirituality going on in your environment. The people around you, the places that you are, the surroundings of your own, are very energetically charged, very guided, very good to see actually. And my angel oracle card there says higher power. It's letting me know all that. Continue to move up. We got hopes and fears here. We got I guess this would be a fear. It's almost like a little bit of self-deprecating fear. It's almost like you fear your own success, or you fear being too successful, that you take too much. Almost like a fear of like getting rich, like you feel bad for all the people who are still poor or still broke. That's just an example. It's a silly one, but I'm just trying to give you the vibe of what they're talking about here. It's almost like you're fearing stealing something here from other people. And it's a weird way to describe it, but that is my card of theft and loss, and they show getting over it. So that is there's an aspect of getting over theft or loss, and the first definition I gave you is what I felt about it strongly, the strongest, but it can be different parts too there. So let me give you just kind of the base definition. Again, it is getting over theft, loss, or deceit. So that is popping up in the hopes and fear section. And I really feel that for most of you, this is just doubting your own success. And it is up here. You know, it's a sword. So again, we have an illusionary suit, which could be all up here. May not even be real. So you could be worrying about something that is just silly. And maybe you need to move past that. We end your month with a little lack of authority in business. That kind of goes back to the very beginning. So we just kind of go in one big circle here. We go back to the very beginning here with your final outcome for April is that you need to take more authority in your work corner. Whatever it is that you do for work, take it more seriously. Start addressing what this is at the beginning about this decision-making process that they keep kind of repeating and pounding in your head here, Cancer, because it's coming up quite a bit here. So all good stuff there, just some information and ways to navigate your month. So very interesting stuff. Now let's get into your yes or no. I didn't use that many cards, so I'm just going to kind of make some room for myself and keep going. Then I don't have to cut away either. So I hope you thought about that yes or no question. We're going to address it as best I can. Keep in mind, I don't know what your questions are, so I'm just basically reading cards. I'm just telling you the definitions and kind of the intuitive parts about where they're going with these messages. On my left is going to be my yes side. I'm going to start that with 2 cards and tack on. And then on my no side, start also with 2 cards and tack on as I need to. I'm going to do a discard on this side because I have some blockages, see if they want it read that way or uprighted. In this case, they want it uprighted, so I need to switch these guys around here, keep the order the same. Very important to do that in tarot. Also going to get a couple angel cards for both sides. Extra information for you guys. Extra information never hurt nobody. Well, that's not true, but... All right, here we go. I'm going to start with yes. Let's talk about the factors coming up for the yes side. I want to start with Unfinished Symphony. This is my Oracle Angel card, so that's saying that this is not complete. If your answer is on the yes side here, that there's more work to be done, that it's not like an absolute yes. It's kind of saying that like maybe with more work or something like that. There is more work to be done. Don't think that you are out of the woods yet. It's not the energy at all. I also have a couple other moving parts here. I have another person coming up. This is probably somebody younger than you. It is the Knight. It usually represents somebody a little bit younger than you. It can kind of have a range. Very hard to pinpoint without me being able to ask you questions, but I don't have that luxury to do that. So this is, I don't know what your question was, but for some of you, if it's about a person, this person could very well be younger than you. It is the Knight, but I don't want to asphyxiate on that it being a male because it may not be. There's... Trying to think. No, because I usually use that for placement. So I don't use that for sexual representation. I use it more for kind of the age gap here. So this is somebody younger than you, more than likely what they're talking about. And they talk about being kind of bound down to this person, or maybe this person is bound down. I'm not sure which way they're going with it. But the next card I have is the Ten of Swords, and that is being completely tied down to a situation. Now, that sounds like it may be a bad thing, and it depends on the context, because it could be. If you're tied down to a project, it's your focus and you're absolutely like stuck in the project, right? But the same energy, if it was referencing love, you want to be tied down like that in love. At least most people do. So that is the energy of what's coming up on the yes side. We also have my kids card. It is coming in blocked, so either saying like... it would either be saying like no kids or not now, or maybe the other definition of that is just the kids don't need to be part of this decision or solution, or even just the mature energy, getting away from what would be kid energy and moving into a more mature emotional place is what's coming up in the yes side. Now let's do your no. Your no side starts with milk and honey. That's all things sweet here for my Oracle Angel card. There is a ceremony of some form that they're talking about on the no side. I'm not sure what that is. It could be it makes me feel a little bit like a funeral type stuff, only because I have the death card next to it. But the death card I read in a few different ways. I don't only read it as physical death. In fact, that's a very small definition, really. But this over here is a brand new beginning of some form. That's what death really is. It's a clean slate cellular-wise, so that nothing from the past is a carryover. It's just like when you pass on, into heaven, you leave the rest of the stuff here and your soul goes. That's kind of the vibe here, except interpreting it in your life. So this would be something where there's no residue. There's no residue at all from before. It would be like the example I give a lot is quitting smoking. It would be like quitting altogether. It's not like you can have a cigarette once in a while, when you're out with friends, when you're drinking. It's zero. Okay, so this is a complete cellular, there's just no better way to describe it, unfortunately. It's a complete cellular level change. They show that you have all the strength here in the no side to do this. You have all the tools. You're not missing anything. It's actually showing very good. We also have a big purchase coming in. I don't know who asked about a big purchase, but that's coming in on the no side. You're going to have to put that together. I don't know if they're saying no to the big purchase, or the way that you ask the question could be like, no, you should make a big purchase. The big purchase is coming in clear. I do have to tell you that it is not coming in blocked or upside down. So that part is good and clear. They're saying you also have the strength and the tools here. So this side is checking in very good. Not that the yes side was bad at all. It's just very different in the description of what they're talking about. So I hope that this was enough to answer your questions. And if not, that's kind of how general readings go. And that's why personal readings are much better. So that is going to be all that. I do need to tell you about the quadrants video before I let you go. The quadrants is a forecast that I do for the entire year. For my cancers, I do it in January. We just finished quadrant 1, so it's actually a good time to revisit what that was all about for you, and now that you've lived it, and see what was accurate, and look forward and ahead to quadrant 2, because quadrant 2 starts right now in spring, which is April, May, and June. So check that out. That's going to autoplay at the end of this video. Also, there's a link to it in the description if you prefer clicking it. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos, and I'll see you soon. Have a great April.